Hi there, Hamish Conway here from Sell Global. Now, if you're looking to grow your e-commerce sales, why would you consider Australia as a country to get that growth? So we're just going to cover off some interesting points on that today. Now, in my last video, we talked about this eMarketplace Omnichannel method where you're driving prospects and customers into your own online ecosystem. So it's a bit like lead generation, and it's getting the eyeballs, it's getting the visibility, and it's helping your discoverability and searchability, lots of abilities there online, right? So you get this kind of makes sense, right? You know there's millions of eyeballs there, and I'll show you how many in just a minute, that are driving and feeding into the system here. Okay, so that's what the strategy is about. But why doing this in Australia here in eBay, Catch, MyDeal, and some of these other niche sites? Well, Australia here, look, as we know in the last 2 years, there's been huge growth online. There's been this step change. And that 19.3% just 2 years ago was 10%. So there's really been nearly this doubling, and it's now $62 billion of goods, retail goods, are purchased online. And then we've got 9.2 million households, which is 81% of the households in Australia, purchased online last year. And of those, 5.4 million purchased monthly. So these are like big numbers, right? You know, they're not as big as the US or what have you, but this is Australia that's next door, and it's 5 times the size of New Zealand. So if you're capping out in New Zealand, then this is a great option for you to consider. Or if you're already in Australia, maybe this is eye-opening to go, right, this actually let me get my share off this opportunity. And with these marketplaces here, look, here's some of the traffic and visits that they're getting. I'll fly through it kind of quickly, but Amazon, 39 million, 11.8 unique. eBay's got more visits, but only a few more unique visitors. And remember, eBay's been in Australia for 20 years. Amazon's more like 5 years now, coming up to 5 years. So Amazon is certainly catching up, and it's getting a big slice of the pie. You've got Catch, 8.2 million visits a month. Myer, 12.75, which is interesting, particularly in that niche. You've got MyDeal, 4 million, so less, but Bunnings, 24 million and 8.45 unique. That's a lot of eyeballs on that site. Kogan, 8 million visits per month and 3.6. And then I thought for fun I'd go for a niche site in a category of pets. So Justin Pets, they are getting 765,000 visits per month. Still meaningful, right? And 450 unique visitors. So there's millions of eyeballs on here. I mean, in Australia here, obviously there's that 9 point something million households, but obviously households have more than one person. But these are serious numbers of people. Most Australians are shopping on marketplaces. So if you're not there, then you're missing out. Okay, so you do want to be looking at this as a good strategy. And also other reasons for focusing on Australia, particularly if you're from New Zealand, is, look, it is closer and it will be more cost effective and faster than exporting to other countries. So it kind of ticks a lot of boxes on that point. And often New Zealand brands already have an existing Australian audience or customers or following there, so that can be leveraged off at launch time. And also the fact you've got customers there, often people are selling and shipping out of New Zealand, but if you commit to an eMarketplace strategy and commit inventory to the market, then you can grow your whole e-commerce ecosystem there. Consumers are similar as above there, and a known quantity, and also the products that you sell, the regulations are the same like food is. There are some exceptions and around some health products there with the TGA, but largely you know what the consumer tastes are going to be. Then we talked about size before, 5 times the size of New Zealand. So it's bigger than New Zealand, but it's not so competitive compared to some of the bigger countries like the USA, where it's really easy to get drowned out, and the budgets to do that are far bigger. So this is a great starting point. And freight, look, it's in difficult supply chain times, you can get inventory into the market far faster and more cost effectively. It's still not cheap, but it's still pretty good in the scheme of things. And the fact that you can avoid out of stocks, and you can get it into the country in a matter of days, not months. So you're not tying as much cash up in stock. So that's definitely a big plus in this day and age. And also you've got more fulfillment options. You can actually still continue to send some products out of New Zealand direct to the consumer using, for example, New Zealand Post, where you've got a 3-day delivery into the main city centres. So that's still an option for you. So you can look at a hybrid approach, right? So that's a good option. And really, it's a great place to start earning, making sales, and also learning eMarketplaces in Australia there, and then you can take that learning and start to apply it into other countries at a later date once you've got this here working well. And the other thing is that you will get noticed, and if you do want to begin some wholesale type arrangements, and what I'm going to share with you in a moment, that is something that we look to as well. Because at Sale Glove, it's about, like, while we started focused on Amazon, our mission is to help product and brand owners to sell more products, usually online, but also if it means, hey, we've got introductions into wholesales, then we do that as well. So that's some reasons why you want to be focusing on Australia. The market size is there. People are looking at marketplaces, so the omni-channel approach of driving traffic into your online ecosystem absolutely makes sense as a starting point. So if this is starting to sound like something you think would be appropriate for your brand, then have a look and click below. And coming soon, we've got the eMarketplace Accelerator. So get on the wait list for that, and we'll let you know as soon as we've got more information on that for you. Thanks very much.